Well, some of the Viking rookies said when they reported to their first NFL training camp in Mankato last night, it felt like the day before school started. Yes, there are plenty of classroom sessions and lots of homework. They're also getting a few days of work before the veterans report later this week. David McCoy is in Mankato. And David, for all these rookies, they are keeping their fingers crossed that they don't, as they say, flunk out before the season begins and they remain employed.
There's no doubt about that, Rosie. But the biggest storyline, of course, here in training camp is who is going to replace this Adrian Peterson fellow. Of course, it's the first training camp in a long time without Adrian Peterson. And the two guys in line to do just that are both among the early arrivals here in camp, rookie running back Dalvin Cook and injured free agent acquisition Latavius Murray. And however it does shake out, will be among the most interesting storylines here in camp. It might be day one of training camp, but the reality is this isn't nearly the first time Vikings coaches have gotten a look at what Dalvin Cook can do while wearing purple. And the guy running the offense has been impressed with Cook's grasp and retention of the offensive system so far.
Well, he really has retained a great deal from the spring, and I think that's the most important piece. We were just talking about it. There's no substitute for experience. And these guys are a little bit experienced because they were here in the spring.
It remains to be seen when Latavius Murray will get his chance to show what he can do. Murray was placed on the physically unable to perform list today, and it's uncertain when he'll be able to begin practicing.
He is very in tune with what we're doing mentally. He asks great questions. He's made some suggestions on things.
Ultimately, who replaces Adrian Peterson as the starting running back isn't nearly as important as understanding this. This training camp is perhaps less a competition for the starting job than a chance for Shurmur to figure out the best ways to use both of them.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot more to be seen from Dalvin as he kind of works over each hurdle of training camp and then your first preseason game and then maybe extended use and dealing with the pounding and all that type of stuff. So, you know, at this point, it's pretty early in the game to start lining it all up, but they're two very good players that deserve to touch the ball.
At Vikings training camp in Mankato, David McCoy, WCCO 4 Sports. And Rosie, Murray recovering from that off-season ankle surgery. It might be worth pointing out, really the only reason he is among the early arrivals here is because of that injury. Otherwise, like the rest of the offensive line that they just signed in the offseason, he might be perhaps reporting on Wednesday instead. So he at least is getting some of those mental reps in here with new offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur.
Yeah, David, you get a sense that there's extra concern about Murray's status, that he's not ready for the start of camp because they're not real deep at running back, with Jerick McKinnon really being about the only running back they have.
Well, he did express a little bit of that yesterday, saying that he did feel like he was a little bit more behind where he wanted to be so far in camp. He was running on the side a little bit, doing a little bit of work with trainers today. So I think this is precautionary more than anything else. But no doubt they would like for him to get back on the field in the full capacity sooner than later. He's got a potentially starting job to try to win here in camp.
Viking vets report on Wednesday. Thanks, David. First practice on Thursday. First exhibition game August 10th at Buffalo.